Well, hello there. How's everybody doing today? Thanks again for hanging out while I play some more Final Fantasy XI. Man, last night we had a great time in the game. Absolutely wonderful time. Went to the Crawler's Nest and got Thief leveled up all the way to 50. And then went back to Reloot Gardens and talked to Matt and got a little insight on what we're going to need to break that level cap to get it from 50 to 55. Um, Fun fact, when Final Fantasy XI first launched in Japan, it was capped at level 50. And it was, I can't remember how many patches, three or four patches after that, that the first Genkai quest was announced. That is the limit break quest, the increase of the level cap. Um, and that went up to 55. And then think, I can't remember if 60 was Rise of the Xylart, or if 60 was the level cap before Rise of the Xylart. I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. 50 was the original cap, and that's where we're at right now. So the question is, what do I want to do here? Do I want to go ahead and break level 50? Or there's so much other stuff that I haven't done yet. Excuse me, in the game. I have not unlocked any advanced jobs. There's race-specific equipment that I could collect. That is something that was added to the game pre-Xylart, but post-launch. Race-specific equipment. And there's a handful of other quests and things that I can do as well. I think probably at level 50 I might be good to do the next mission. I need to expand the Gobbiebag, for example. There's so much that I could be doing. But I think, actually, before I do anything else, I think I'm going to do a little bit of an exploit here. Let me log out with this character. Because what I want to do is I want to log in with my other character, my old character from back in the day. God knows how many sparks of eminence I have on that character, but I'm going to buy as many shields as I can, get a bunch of money, and send it to Roenja so I can go ahead and get a nice, fat, gil wallet going. Because I feel like if I'm going to do some of these Gobbiebag quests and things, if I were to try to farm a lot of that on my own, it's going to take a lot of time. And it might just be easier to go ahead and just, buy some of this stuff. So I'm going to log into good old Knockagen here. This was my main man. This was my main character from all the way back in like 2003, 2004. Yeah. No, this character started in 04. And I took him all the way. I guess what? I had this character until 2013 when I quit playing. See if there's anything in my delivery box. I doubt it. All right, I'm going to need to make some room, though. I'm going to need to make some room. So what can I throw in the wardrobe? That wardrobe's full. This one's almost full. So not a whole lot I can throw in it, because a lot of this stuff is just... I know, I saw, okay, a Cornelia statue, a bunch of other stuff. Let me dump some of this stuff in here. That's so much stuff. A lot of this was just like rewards that I collected through various return home campaigns and things like that. Every now and then I'd log in. So I'm just making a little room in the inventory here. Okay, that's probably good enough. So let me go ahead and buy some stuff. So this is one of the cool things you can do when you have more than one character. All right, so we're going to take a quick rundown to the Records of Eminence NPC. See my cool little ASCII art. Born 6/17/2003 on Cactuar. There we go. So it was 03 that I made this character. Now Cactuar, no, that was the beta character. That's right. Cactuar was the beta server. Knockage in here is actually a remake of that beta character. Because I lost him when the beta servers were wiped. I don't know how many Sparks of Eminence I've got, but let's find out. I have 50,000. 50,000. That's really not a whole lot. But it'll be enough to get us started. There it is. So we're going to buy a bunch of these Archon shields. Each one of these is something like 20k gil when I sell them. And that money is going to go right to Rohingya. Now, I could do this on Rohingya for sure. But I don't want to blow all my sparks on that character because I'm having a lot of fun with Rohingya. All right, and that's all I can pretty much buy. That went all of Naki's sparks there. All right, so that's over 500,000 gil right there. And I've got some other alts I could do this on too. In fact, we may do that. Let's see. So the delivery, I want the delivery box guy. The delivery box guy. Is this one? I can't remember. No, that's the auction house NPC. Yeah, here we go. Rohingya. We'll send 530,000 gil. Okay. Now, let's pop on. Let's see how many sparks I have on my little guy. This little guy is a character that I made. Nikonishi is a character I made. Oh, during one of the old login events a long time ago, and I played for about 2 or 3 days. Let me see how many sparks he's got. Because we'll go ahead and dump some sparks on shields for him, too. And we will see if we can get even a little more pocket change. So this is my little Taru. Looks like I was leveling Thief on him as well. How much money do I have on this one? 65, so not much. But we're about to change that, right? How many sparks do I have? But make sure this is even going to be worth it. 21,000. Okay. We can get a few. We can get a few. Now, wait a minute here. I thought I said auction house, but this is Mog House. My bad. Okay. All right, all right. So we're going to take this money and send it to my main. Then we'll have a nice little wallet full of pocket change. That is the right guy. Come on. Server delay. Please try in a little while. All right, I hit the button too quick. Yeah, that'll be a nice little payday for Rohinja there. Nice little payday. All right, now let's log back into him and let's get some money, and we'll see what exactly it is we want to do. Because I'm thinking it might be time to go ahead and start working on that Gobbiebag. All right. So what was that? 370 and 180,000. So no, that was over 500,000, wasn't it? Yeah. So we'll be sitting close to 750,000 gil, which is fantastic. I mean, I can roll off that for a while. All right, let's collect our money. Yeah, look at that, 722,000. So 10 from the 10K from the probably the 10 Shoto sale, rock salt. This is what Nakujin sent me, and this is what Miku sent me. So we're good. So I'm sitting pretty at 750,000 K right now. Do 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 do. All right. So let's take a peek at these quests here. Juno, Gobbiebag Part 1. Dama leather, steel ingot, wear linen cloth, and a peridot. That's right, we were looking for that peridot a while back. Some of this stuff probably shouldn't be too hard to get. Oops, I'm going to look some of it up. Let's see. Let's go. Actually, there's an auction house right there. All right, so I'm going to pull this up in a window. Boom, 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 boom. So I can track this gobby bag. All right. First of all, what is my inventory looking like at the moment? 28 out of 30. Let's sell a few things. We can sell these earth crystals. Man, they're just only 2K. Okay. What about some of this other stuff here? Yeah. People are buying lizard eggs for about a 1K a pop. Lizard tails about a K. These beehive chips always sell pretty good. Silk thread. Ice cluster, I'll sell that for 5. I want the lizard skins. Okay. Made a little room, so let's see. Dommel leather, that's going to be under materials, leather crafting. These probably are going to sell for a lot because they're needed for this quest. Yeah, 20K, that's what I was afraid of. I guess I could go out and farm some of this stuff, but it'd be so much faster. Dommel leather. Believe it or not, they're dropped from goblins. Not from Dommels. I guess we'll buy one. I'm going to see if we can get it a little cheaper, though. I'm going to bid 15. Nope. I'm going to go 19. I probably can get it for 19. No, they're going to make me spend a full 20. Right. So steel ingot. That'll be smithing, I guess. Copper, tin, iron. Here we go. This one might not be too terrible. That's only 10K. So you may ask, well, how were you supposed to get this organically back in the day? And I mean, yes, you could. You could kill mobs. You could mine to get this stuff. But the devs knew that a lot of it was going to be bought on the auction house. That's what helped create the economy. Golly, now that one's expensive. 27. So you see how you could easily make some money with crafting in this game. Wouldn't be difficult. Was unable to buy. They're going to make me go full 27 on this thing. And then the Peridot, which that's available at the Goldsmithing Guild, which I'm not a member of. How much is this bad boy? 20k? 10 or 20? Let's try a 10. And then we'll have everything we need. Nope. I'm going to go 15 on it. Unable. Bet I can get it for 19. Come on. Another fun thing that we used to do back in the day, there's only 2 of these for sale in the auction house right now, right? So in theory, you could buy all of them. So there'd be 0 on the auction house. And then take the one that you have and sell it for way more than you bought it for. And somebody somewhere would spend 40k on it because they don't want to go get it themselves. You could really kind of play it like that. So this was in Lower Juneau, right? By the entrance, I think. Okay. Come on now. I thought where I'm looking for was in Lower Juneau. Maybe it's Upper. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's do it. Let's get that first bag expansion. There you go, pal. Bigger bag for you. So, what is my equipment capacity now? 35. He bumped it up 5 spots. Now your bag's bigger than before, but compared to our Gobby bags, they're still puny. You're jealous, right? Yep. Hook me up with these, and I'll bump your bag up even more. Square of ram leather, mithril ingots, square of wool cloth, and turquoise. Bring them to me, and I'll make your bag even bigger. So let's see how much that's going to cost me. Because we started out with what, 750, we're down to 680. So he said what? Ram leather? That'll be leathercraft. $10K. That's a little more manageable. And a mithril ingot. Boom, 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 boom. Did I miss it? I must have gone past it. I don't see mithril. Copper 10, adamant, molybdenum steel, dark steel, Damascus 10. Maybe that's under goldsmithing. Let me check goldsmithing. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There's only one mithril ingot on the auction house. $15K. Let's see if I can get it for 10. Nope. Okay, and then wool cloth. I think this one's probably going to be pretty cheap as well. Just because a lot of people kill sheep. That'll be under leathercraft? No. Clothcraft, wool cloth. The wool cloth. Oh, and look, there's not a single one out there. Yeah, so wool cloth. That's going to be the one we farm, I feel like. And let's look at turquoise. Bum, 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 bum. 23,000. Let's take a look at turquoise and see if there's another way to get that too. Turquoise can be purchased for 8,000 gil, but you got to be an apprentice in the goldsmith guild, and so that's where the soft ceiling comes from. Not hard to become an apprentice in the goldsmith guild, but I'll bite the bullet and buy the turquoise for 20. But we're gonna probably figure out where to get wool cloth. Wool cloth. Wool cloth can be crafted or it can be obtained from a battleground. So, the battlegrounds. That's something we've not really done at all. Maybe this would be a good time to do that. Bum, bum, bum. First things first, let me run into the Mog House. There's a couple things I want to pick up because I'm about to pull out my Beastman seals, and we're about to store them with an NPC that we might be able to use for this instance fight that drops the wool cloth. Got 25 Beastman seals sitting here. Are there any in this one? No, that's Beast Coin. I think that's everything. All right, let's see. I might not even have enough to buy this this orb. But these instance fights, it's what's called a BCNM, or a Burning Circle Notorious Monster. Basically, in a lot of the Beastman strongholds, you saw one when I did the one of the Save the Children fight. It's like a burning circle on the ground. And anyways, there's a whole Notorious Monster instance battle system in the game where you can take these Beastman seals and you can exchange them for orbs. And then you use the orb at a certain orb combination at a certain burning circle, and boom, you've got all of these cool fights that you can do. And it's a good way to look for rare equipment. One of these guys is the holder, and one of these guys is the purchaser. I don't remember which is which. Hello there. What have you got? I might come take a look. All right, this is where he explains it, so I'm going to read it. Look at what I've got for sale. These are no regular glass beads. Why, this particular item has a monster trapped inside. Apparently, this monster has swallowed a treasure. And as long as it remains inside this ball, there's no way to get it out, right? Wrong. I was told that the monster can be released by tossing it into burning circles and strange doorways. Give me 40 Beastman seals and I'll give you a star orb, 50 for a comet orb, or 60 for a moon orb, huh? And then he also takes kindred seals. See, I don't have enough. I need 40 seals just to get a star orb. Oh, no. What about 20 for a cloudy orb? I can do that. Man, and he just goes on and on. All the little things you can do. And then I think Shemo here holds them, right? When Beastman seals, you want to trade in me or my brother here. So I have 30 Beastman seals. All right. So let me get a cloudy orb. It's difficult to see what's inside this milky colored gem. Level restriction. Oh boy, so it is going to cap me. It means it's not a for sure thing. Okay. So the BCNM that potentially drops Woolcloth is called Charming Trio. And I've got to go to Balga's Dais and trade this cloudy orb. And again, no guarantee I'm going to get the drop, but it might be fun to do. Balga's Dais is in Gideus, which we know all about. We know all about Gideus. Okay, I don't remember where the survival guide is here. So let's find out. We are in Port Juno with our brand spanking new cloudy orb. What's this? Nope. Nope. I think it's in Relude Gardens. You know, it is in Relude Gardens. I know that because it's down there by the Monk House. But there's one other thing I want to do while I'm here. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. So you remember when I did the flower quests? There's also one here in Port Juno. That's for the Moghouse exits. I want to knock that out while I'm here in Juno. But this time, instead of a flower, she wants something else. I think it's a gemstone also. Let's look. I think this is her up here. No, no, no. That's not her. This is her, maybe. Yep, pretty yellow rocks. Okay, pretty yellow rocks. So I think it's actually a yellow rock is, I think, the item. And aside from just the Moghouse exit, this also unlocks something else. I can't remember what. Materials, goldsmithing. Maybe it's not a yellow. Yeah, it is a yellow rock. Okay. 5K, you got it. 5K, that's no problem. 5K all day. So this, like I said, this unlocks. Oh, I wasn't able to buy it. This unlocks something else besides just the Moghouse exit. I think it maybe the second floor or something like that. Something. This person's going to gouge. This person's going to gouge. It's all been 5K. And now this person's going to... What about the 12? What's the 12 going for? 30? You know, here is a economic opportunity. I'm going to buy 30. Or I'm going to buy 12 for 30. And then I'm going to profit off of these by selling them. By selling them for 5K each. Yeah. Because that'll leave me with 11. 11 times 5, right? That'll be 55K. Give or take with fees. So that's another way to kind of game the market too, right? I'm not going to pay 6,000 or 9,000 or 10,000 for one rock when I can buy 12 for 30. All right. So now, like in the other towns, I can exit the Moghouse, or enter the Moghouse in this area and exit in any other part of Juno. select an area to exit to. We're going to go to Loot Gardens. And there's a survival guide. We're going to go right on into Gideus. We're going to see how this goes. I don't really expect this necessarily to work out in our favor. Have I never been to Gideus? Yeah, surely I have, right? Excuse me. I thought I did the little quest in there. For one of the nation missions. But maybe I didn't tag the book. I bet I didn't tag the book. Okay, well, we're going to tag it now. Oh, sorry, I missed the chat here. What is that name? Sorcice. Hearing the Gil talk makes me remember the olden days when Gil mattered much more than it does now. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I did not have my speech chat turned on, so I totally missed that. But I've got you now. All right, so there's Gideus. We're not too far from it. Let's go ahead and walk in. Yeah, back in the old days, man, Gil was kind of hard to come by, especially the old days. That's why I'm shocked that I'm still seeing Gil sellers everywhere. Also, I want to collect Jagudo bead necklaces too, because I need to give one to Nanamingo so I can get that trust. But I'm going to run into the whole issue with the everything filling up again, I can tell. Yeah, it's 2026 and there's still Gil sellers shouting. That blows me away.
Sorce's Mistress said, but yeah, I'm looking at my spending habits now, and I just casually dropped another 10 mil on just reforging armor.
Ooh, yeah, that's... So, as odd as this is going to sound, like, I played this game for a long time, but my experience with endgame stuff was actually kind of limited. I was totally happy, you know, whatever high-level armor I was getting through questing and whatnot. The only time I really did any serious endgame content was just to help friends out. So I think the most I ever held on my main character was maybe 10 million. Just because every time I would earn it, I'd spend it on something. So the odds of me actually winning this item that I want from this BCNM is going to be very, very low, because I think these fights are still capped. And if so, this will be a level 20 cap with only 3 trusts, because I have not done the Rhapsodies to get more trusts yet.
Said, I usually hang at around 140 mil at any given time.
140, good lord. All right, so we've got a home point down here, and there is no book. I don't see a book. I do not see a book, but I'm going to tag this home point. We'll have that for the future.
Et Sorces Maestris said, in case I get that random impulse to make a Rima of my choice.
See, so a lot of this gear you're talking about, Rima and all this stuff, is kind of foreign to me. The last big gear grind that I did was back in the day, upgrading when the Magian Trials first came out. I wanted to upgrade. I think you could upgrade your AF weapon to a Magian weapon, maybe. All right, got my first Jagudo necklace. Fantastic. And so that was like a crazy thing, because the Moogle wanted you to do stupid stuff like, don't quote me on this, but it was something like 200 weapon skills or something like that. You know, with your weapon, and then you had to kill so many mobs of this type, or I don't even remember everything that it involved, to be honest. But it was a ridiculous amount of trials. And I just kind of burned myself out on that. And then, of course, when Adeline came out, all of the weapons and gear that I had worked to upgrade was immediately replaced by this vendor gear I could just go to Adeline and buy. And I think that's when the item level stuff came out too. And I never did the gear chase after that, because that was around the time I quit playing.
Et Sorces Maestris said, oh yeah, when I say reforging armor, I mean as in your artifact armor and relic armor to LVL 119.
Oh, nice. So you can take your old AF and actually upgrade it. That's really cool. I like that. I like that. I hate the thought of just, you know, having something better, and then that item you worked for is no longer of value. So I like the fact that you can reforge it. Wow, do I have 4 Yag necklaces already? Yep, nice. Treasure Hunter, man. Treasure Hunter's where it's at. I played Thief, I think, to level 30 on another character once, and that was as far as I ever went with it. I've never had a Thief at level 50 before, so this is really sweet. Go this way. And you know I've got like 600k, but I'm still a little stingy. And plus I think this cloth that I needed wasn't even on the auction house anyway, so. Although if there was a stack, that would have been a good opportunity to capitalize again as well. But this is fun. I've been looking for an excuse to do a BCNM. And this is a great excuse. That was my problem with all of my old characters, is I would often just hoard Beastman seals and Kindred seals. I would just sit on them and never do anything with them. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that you'd have to party up, you know. You'd have to find other players to help. And sometimes that was, you could do that, but other times everybody had stuff they wanted to do. So I'm assuming I can take trusts into this BCNM. I've not tested that theory, and I've not read up on it. So maybe I can't. If that's the case, I'm in trouble. but we're going to give it a go. I could look it up, but sometimes it's a little fun to live on the edge. And we're almost there. Through this, looks like a cave up here, maybe? To my right? Oh no, am I not able to get there? Oh yeah, is it in here? Yeah, it's in here. This is the votary. What's this? Harvesting point. Should be a home point right here for me. Okay. Okay, let's see how this works. I think I've got to summon them inside the BCNM. All right, so this is the burning circle. Let me check my inventory. I got some slots, right? Yeah, I got some slots. Let me just get rid of a few things that I might not need. I don't know how many items I might potentially win. All right, I'm gonna go with this here. Let's trade the orb. I think I get a list of which battlefield I want to participate in, maybe? Yep, Charming Trio. I know nothing about this BCNM. Let's look it up. 3 enemies. And my level is indeed restricted to 20. I'm going to get Valinero. I cannot use Trust Magic. Oh, man. Okay, so no trusts in BCNMs. This will probably be a short fight. Let's see. Participation 3 members, time limit. Okay, well. Oh, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this. But it's okay. We'll see what we can do. What do we have? I have 3 leeches here. What's the strategy? Non-charmable. All right, let's go ahead and die. The name is Charming Trio, so I feel like they're gonna. This is not going to end well at all. Yeah, I'm already dead. Okay, well, you never know. But this is a good example of how BCNM works. I'll need to go in with friends on this one. I thought you could remove the level restriction. Can you not? Oh. Okay. So I wasted an orb. I should have looked it up. Can you not? Are all BCNM still level restricted? BCNM level restriction. Interesting. Still level restricted. Okay, so plan B, which is, let's see if there's a stack of wool cloth for sale. And then over the next couple days, I'll just sell through the other 11. bum, 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 bum. Cloth craft, wool cloth. $71, golly. And the individuals were 10. So there's still, there's still potential for profit. But man, it just hurts to shell out $60K. That hurt. All right, let's get this level 2 Gobbiebag, and that'll be enough of that for today.
Sorce's Mistress said, yeah, it'll hurt in the beginning, but the further into the game you get, the easier Gil is to come by.
All right, 1 wool cloth. Oh, I still have the orb. Oh, in here I thought the orb would have been consumed. All right, so I've got everything up to 40. Okay. Now, there is also race-specific equipment that I'm interested in potentially starting the quest for that. I can't remember if that's... I think that's in Lower Juneau. Nope. Upper then. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. I thought that it was from... It is in Lower Juneau. Don't tell me it was back in... back where the Gobbies were, because I thought it was the clothing shop. Yeah, the garment shop. Okay, it is here. I saw it. Saw it on the map this time. I overlooked it last time. The garment shop, which might be upstairs. Yeah, here we go. Or not. Let's see. Okay, no, it's a Goblin Tailor. A Goblin Tailor. So I bet it is down in the Goblin junk shop. I'm doing so much of this off memory. Is it this guy? Hey, tough guy, want to do me a favor? Yeah, this is him. I'm the best Gobby Tailor in the hood. I crank out all kinds of stuff. I could use some help. Fix me up with a magical pattern. I heard the buggers only pop up in treasure chests in dungeons. See, patterns for guys and gals of every race are out there, but only one of a kind each week. You bring me a magical pattern and I'll stitch you up one of the custom tailored masterpieces. Let's get moving. This week, my Gobby bros say that you can find a magical pattern for Elvon girls in the treasure chest in the Guskin mines. So, yeah.
Whenever you're ready to eat, it's all ready.
Let's see. So each week, a different magical pattern appears inside a treasure chest. Okay. As of the September 2025 version update, the equipment may now be purchased. Of course, it can from the Courier vendor Moogle with Rhapsody and Umber, which is a key item from Rhapsodies of NDL. Interesting. So, do we want to do it the old way or the new way? Bum, 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 bum. Interesting. Different week. It's an in-game week. I'll have to look it up and research it. Actually, right now, I do need to step away for a bit. The wife just came in to let me know that Father's Day dinner is ready, and I definitely don't want to miss out on that. So we're going to go ahead and pause right here, and I'll be back in probably about 20, 30 minutes, something like that. Sorry to pop off so soon, but we're going to leave the stream up and running while we go ahead and do that. And I'll be back. I hope everybody out there has a great Father's Day, and I'll return. Alrighty, thanks so much for hanging out. Sorry about the delay there, but that's one of those things you can't really say no to. A good Father's Day dinner. Very tasty, very good stuff. Okay, so let me just take another look at this guy. Elven Gals, huh? All right. So I've expanded the inventory 2 spots. I can now hold 40. Got an idea of how much a pain in the butt the race-specific equipment quest is going to be. Let's just see. Okay. So let's look at unlocking some advanced jobs. So right from the get-go in Final Fantasy XI, all of the basic jobs are available. When I say basic jobs, I mean the jobs that, well, quite honestly, were available in Final Fantasy I. Warrior Monk, White Mage, Red Mage, Black Mage, and Thief. But there's a handful of unlockable jobs. And I'm trying to remember where some of these are at. So we got Paladin, Dark Knight, Beastmaster, Bard, Ranger, Samurai Ninja, Summoner. Let's see. I'm going to pull up a couple things here. Hang tight with me. Paladin, Dark Knight, Beastmaster, Bard, and Ranger. 14 more days for the Gobby dial. All right, let's see. A knight's test, huh? That's right. This is the old guy in Sandoria. Let's go ahead and for fun, let's unlock Paladin. I don't think Paladin's a job that I'm going to play much. I might, but it's not one that really is exciting me at the moment. Oh yeah, and I've got these lizard skins to turn in also. So we're gonna kill a couple birds. There she is. Let's turn in these lizard skins real quick. Hmm. Where's this guy at? I thought it was up here. Yeah, there he is. Here we go. First advanced job quest. You've come quite a way since we last met. I believe you are ready for another task. I'd like you to go to Ordell's caves. You'll find an entrance in the valley on the Thane Plateau. In those caves are so-called the body caves. You know why? Because the caves are shaped very much like the body of a person. Where in the body would lie the belly, the cave flows a waterfall of much beauty. I want you to visit the waterfall and return hither. I want proof of your trip, however. Bring me something from out of that place. You must choose something. Okay? So to Ordell Caves we go. Now, I don't remember if there's a survival guide in Ordell or not. There might be. And this might also be a chance to try and do Eco Warrior, although at 50 I know I can't do it alone. I don't even think I can do it with trusts, honestly. But we can check it out. Oh, yes, look, there is one. Very nice. Okay. In the belly, huh? Would that be here somewhere? And who's this guy? Oh, this is, yeah. Okay, so this is the um, Eco Warrior thing. Want you to find and defeat a fiend that's been wreaking havoc down here. Special ointment. We're not going to do that right now. All right, so I'm going to start looking for like question marks and things on the ground. Blood bunny. When we're done here, I may go ahead and try that Eco Warrior. I'm 99% sure there's no way I can do that at this level with just 3 trusts. That quest set in my log for years and years back in the day before I finally actually finished it. So you can kind of see how, you know, they made use of all of these zones through various quests and things that kept people coming back. Because normally, who would come here? Is this even going where I think it's going? We'll find out in a second. Oh, I don't even have Signet anymore. I just noticed. Renew my Signet. I want to say I used to have a ring, a conquest ring that would allow me to cast Signet on myself. On my back in the old days. I think that was a conquest item. Are these guys going to aggro me? No. Oops. This is going where I want it to go. Let's see. Going up after I had come down, I feel like it is going to bring me back to that first level with what I suspected. Yeah, with what I suspected was the belly, right? So I could be wrong about that. So these are 2 weeks, still 2 weeks. Here's a question mark. Oh, there's a jelly. Place your hands into the pool. Oh, you know what? This is where Eco Warrior takes place, I bet. All right, so this is not what I'm looking for. What's over here, though? Okay. Key items, lactite dew. A drop of condensation from the stalactite in Ordell's caves. Is this what I was sent for? Bring back proof of your visit. I mean, right? That would be good proof, right? I would think so. Let's see. Let's see. Nope, not this way. Oh, yes, that was it. On your back and in one piece, and you brought proof of your trip. Very well done. Here, a certificate to mark your accomplishment. Keep it always. When you progress further, visit me again. Next time, a thorough test of your metal will be in order. Oh, okay. So that really wasn't the test, I guess. But I'm working my way up the ranks. Squire, you know, Squire certificate. Oh, how far you've come. I expected no less of you. I have one last task for you. If your heart is ready, I'm ready. This will be your last task that I entrust you with this book. Everything else is up to you. The way of the sword is the way of action. Now go. Book of tasks. Okay. The greatest knights in all the land are watched by others from high nest. The watchers know the task at hand. When lost, go east to know the west. All right, so this is a riddle, and I remember this one. It talks about the watchers, the knights, right? Knights being watchers, perched on a high, east and west. There's two like parapets here in Sandoria, and I think I have to talk to the knights that guard the east and west parapet, so to speak. Of course, I don't believe it's quite that simple. There's something else involved as well. But let's go talk to them. Da, 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 da. What's she got to say? She's looking for her Prince Charming. All right. You have a book of tasks. Excellent. Here, take this. The rest you must figure out for yourself. A Book of the West. All right, so I guess we're going to go get the Book of the East. Then we'll look at these things and figure out what we have to do. This is not it. It's over here, right? No, okay, let me see. Yeah. You have the book of tasks. Here, have this and figure out the rest for yourself. All right, so let's look at these books. Book of the East. From the island lake, south runs the flow, where it goes only the beastmen know. From the island lake runs south, beastmen. All right, I think I remember this. There's a beastman zone I have to enter. And this is a clue that from the lake, you go south. Let's see what the other one says. There is one whose body breaks. Death it deals and death it reaps. And in the sky a beacon makes, where it sits, a knight's soul sleeps. All right, so I think I remember this as being, is it maybe in Gelshpa? No, Gelshpa would be too easy. I think it's Devoy. In Devoy, there's another like thing on the ground I think I have to click on to get a key item to bring back to the old knight fellow. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's Devoy. Let me actually look it up. Yes. It's devoid. There's a disused well, an old well. Okay, so that's where we're going to go. Now, do I have anything? I can't remember if there's a home point in Devoy or if I had a ground a survival guide. Okay, it must be a survival guide. All right. All right, let's see. Let's look at this map. All right, so I think this one of these from the, what did it say, from the lake in the south? Here, or maybe that's the pond, right? Let's look at it again. Let's see what this said. From the island lake, south runs the flow where it goes, only beasts would know. All right, so let's go to the center. Let's go to the center of the map. I don't know if these guys are going to aggro. I think I'm good for a minute. That looks like an island. Let's go this way. Now, I'm not afraid to use the wiki, but I like to try to see how much I remember and how much I can figure out on my own. But I'll pop that wiki open in a heartbeat. That ain't no problem. Okay, so here's the broken bridge. I do remember this. I'm going to fall down here, and we're going to go south. Yeah. Remember it said, where it goes, no one knows. I bet that's this right here. I follow this river south. Plus, this is starting to come back to me. Also, just my mind is wondering as I play that race specific equipment thing. I think those are tradable. I think Like, nothing would stop me from going and getting the magic pattern for the female Elvon, having him make that, and then I could turn around and sell that, I think. Whoa. Got a marble there. I think this is my spot, though. Nope, nothing out of the ordinary here, it says. Okay. So I guess I'm wrong. Let's see. Well, there's definitely something here. Right? Let's see. Drop into the water. Yeah, okay, so I just went the wrong way. Oh. Well, this area is definitely here for something, though. And being from Sandoria and this playing a part in that storyline, I feel like we're going to find out what it is eventually. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So this is where we fell in. So let's go the other direction then. I thought I had that riddle figured out, but I guess not. Unless it means, the island. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe I'm supposed to get out of here. Well, okay, no. I bet it's down here. All right, so what do we got here? A bunch of orcish beastmen. Got some Lizzies. Everybody's still looking pretty weak. I don't see anything on the ground. let's go this way. Let's go as far south as we can get. Yeah, okay. Disused well. I remember what I want is in here. Knight's Soul. That's what we're looking for. This blade, the blade of this ancient sword has melted away. Right. Let's turn this in, and we should have the Paladin job unlocked. Now, the Paladin in Final Fantasy XI is a straight up tank job. Warrior's a tank also, but the Paladin was designed from the ground up just to be, you know, a meat shield. And that's not really what I'm into in this playthrough right now. I still want to have it unlocked. Nope, wrong way, wrong way. Nope, I'm not here. It's a little further down. Right, here we go. You've completed your task with flying colors. You're ready to become a knight, I believe. This is my gift to you to commemorate this occasion. Accept it with easy heart, for you have earned it. Kite shield. I can now become a paladin. Very nice. Very nice. So that's one down. That's paladin down. I do think that's where I'm going to go ahead and stop tonight. It is Father's Day, and I've got some other things to take a look at. But the next job I think I do want to unlock is Dark Knight, which I believe involves me going to Bastock. There's a Dark Knight character there. Let's just see if there's any others in Sandoria, though. Nope. So Beastmaster's in Juneau. Bard is in Juneau. Ranger. That's in Windurst. Makes sense. Okay, so that is it for Sandoria here. And again, that's where I'm going to go in and stop the stream for today. But I will be back tomorrow. And I think tomorrow we're going to go ahead So I want to take this opportunity. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and head into Bastok. And we're going to do some Bastok questing. We're going to go ahead and start this Dark Knight job quest. I do want to spend a little time in Bastok getting to know the region, so to speak, on this character, building up some fame, things like that. That would be fun, I think. But I do want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight while we went ahead and expanded the Gobbiebag a little bit, and we knocked out the Paladin quest. That was a good time. I'm personally going to stop right over here because I think off camera later I'm going to grind some more on this summer quest. That's kind of my plan. There we go. So again, thanks for hanging out. Happy Father's Day to those of you fathers who are watching live. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.